Hi guys, so I have been thinking about what to do with a big Soviet frequency generator, considering that it does not do audio frequencies, which is my most important need, and it is in a rough shape, as you can see, missing the feet here, rusty, and more importantly, very bulky. It is taking a storage space, and I would like to have some free storage space. Then some time maybe I can get more interesting stuff. So I think I will be scrapping this thing. It has been around way too long and just taking a lot of space. Very bulky, very heavy. Not that interesting. So I believe I will scrap it. I will keep interesting parts, of course. It contains new Vistors vacuum tubes, Prussian and new Vistors, so I will keep them. I will keep anything of interest, and I will sell the metal for the scrap metal. At least I will maybe get some money from it, because I do not think it is worth trying to sell it onto eBay. It is way too heavy and not that exciting. So I will open the panels for you in order that you see the contents. And I believe I will not put them back on. It is his last show, guys. So there are seal screws that you can see with wax on the back here. So this design of covers, it looks like what you can find on vintage Hewlett Packard or Tektronix equipment, I believe. So this cover lifts off very easily. It is aluminium, quite in bad shape. So here is the first view inside for you guys. The wall part here is the power supply, big transformer, big banks of capacitors, and so electronics here, interconnect here for the power supply. All the magics happen in this box, it seems, on this one. So this is cast iron, guys, not something you can break easily with covers all around the place. So I believe the most it contains a variable capacitor, probably, because the shaft, there are shafts going inside, so it must contain some kind of variable capacitor. Some internal wires here with coax connectors. So here is one of the new Vistor tubes. We will have a better look at it later, probably. So you can see the really incredible work here with iron parts, cast iron parts. I believe it is cast iron, at least, yes. Not sure. It does not stick to a magnet, so maybe it is aluminium. The bolt sticks. Yes, maybe it is aluminium. So it will go in a scrap aluminium bin. After I remove everything interesting in it. So you can see fuses over here and all the front controls. So sadly the switches are closed, sealed type, so I cannot clean them easily anyway. So I will flip it over if I can, because it weighs something like 20 kilos, I believe. And we will have, camera is freaking out about focus. Okay, then the other side. You will see how serious the stuff is in here. Not the correct screwdriver. So one problem, very common problem with Russian screws here is that they are not all identical for the size of a screwdriver you need. These two screws have the same size of screw, but with this one it must be 5mm, I guess, screwdriver. Fits barely, but it fits. And with this same screw it does not fit. It is how approximative is the Russian hardware when it comes to screw. So something else, like a problem here, this panel is very hard to remove for some reason. I don't know why, because it used to be easy to remove. The wall frame is somewhere bended. So here is your oversize for you. You can see the galvanometer here for the return indicator. The body, so this is a keeper. The transformer in a shielded box. This aluminium plate here is the power supply frame. Really impressive. And you can see this big metal cast part here for reinforcing the wall structure. The sides are cast aluminium. Yes, this must be aluminium. Aluminium. Iron for the shielding. Aluminium here. All these panels are aluminium. So you can see they did these panels are held in place with lots of little screws. And here you have holes to access the screws only for this one. So maybe there is something you can replace more often in this behind this panel. Not sure. So I will now remove the backside panel. As you can see. So here is the mains connector on the fuse. So it can run on 220 or 115 volts, and it can run on 400 Hz or 50 Hz. So interestingly enough, I do not know if on board ships, for example, they used to have 400 Hz, because there is no way you take it in an airplane. Way too easy. Another time, the screw does not fit the screwdriver, barely. So in fact this video will be the first part of a video series of a teardown of this device. One more aluminium panel. So then here you can see the construction, very strong, by the way. These inserts here are 3D inserts to remove the power supply unit. Some power transistors here. Very approximative machining on this part. Interestingly enough. So I still have side panels to remove for you guys. First one, so it is upside down, but you can see the model number written here. And this is some kind of sticker, inventory sticker from the former East German Army, NVA, because it was a military stock item. back. So this is even not secured in. So maybe I will keep these side panels for as a stock of sheet metal. It can be useful for progress maybe. Here you can see the big X-Sync with a power transistor, the side of the output module. Some potentiometer here which is completely loose, not secure in place. So you can see the frame of the side here. In fact, this kind of side frame is used. It was a regular piece, and they use it in lots of different equipment. It's why you have lots of holes which are not used here. It was a stock item and compatible with. They did use it for all the equipments of the same size filter. With some plastic insert on the handle here. So I do not know if I will keep it or not. In fact, I do not think I will ever get another piece of Russian hardware with the same side frame, which could need replacing. Maybe, maybe not. So as it is not too space consuming, maybe I can keep these two parts anyway. Maybe some useful someday, or maybe for some project. We'll see. Then the other side around here. Guys, this is heavy. I don't know which part is most heavier. I think it is the central, the inner core here. The transformer must be quite a bit of weight too. So here on this screw you can see there is a red plastic insert, and it's used to have a wax seal on it. So here we are, same panels at the other side, same frame. You can see screws tucked together with washers, not a very clean job. You can see more potentiometers. Here is the back of a small Nuvistor tube, and here is the connector for the plug that allows to remove easily the wall power supply unit. Just 4 more screws to remove, if I remember correctly, and it will go away. Okay, so I think it will be all for this video. Maybe I can show you a little zoom on the ear, because here you have another Nuvistor tube. You have a vacuum tube here. If I remember correctly, I did already remove these panels over there, and I believe it contains other vacuum tubes on Nuvistors. I'm not sure anymore. You can see the wires here. Okay. So at least this unit was written in German. Little more convenient than written in Russian. I will maybe keep the front panel for doing as a deco item. The decorative item, the big dial here maybe also. Here is the manufacturer logo and the seal of quality K, SSSR-K or CCCP-K, which was the seal of quality seal of Soviet Union. Manufacturing year and serial number here all upside down because it is too heavy. I am lazy to put it in the right way. Okay, so this will wrap this video. In the next video we will start taking up everything. Thanks for watching.